What up, survivors? Welcome to D180, the horror movie podcast, taking you on a ride. I'm AJ.
And I'm Janae.
I ain't even thank y'all for coming, but thanks for coming.
Thank you.
It be long days, y'all. But look, check this out. Speaking of, have you ever had one of those classes that you just couldn't, the moment or the day you started heading towards that class, you just knew by the time you got in there, you was about to be knocked or you was just about to be staring at the professor like an idiot?
That's happened in work and school.
Damn, not work.
Girl, I have snuck off to a staircase many times to take a nap.
I had this one class, I want to say my sophomore year in college. And the crazy part is it was my major too. And it was a communications class, but we were learning how to write. I can't remember. It wasn't the newspaper one. That one, I hated that class too, but this was a different one. I think it might have been. I can't recall, but I know because the thing was, I was on a dance team, of course. Had to wake up at 5:45 to be in the gym at 6:15 for team workouts. We would be done, and then I had class at 8 a.m. right after. Why did I do that to myself? I didn't know. I was stupid. So I would be walking to class, get in class, coming down from my workout high, and just knocked. Like, I was hitting them good nods. You know them nods where you hope somebody ain't see you nod?
Yeah.
Be like, oh.
I had quite a few of those in high school for sure, especially since we had band practice before school started on Tuesday, Thursday, and Friday. And by the time that class after lunch hit, or even the class before lunch hit, my ass would be knocked out in class.
Not in high school, though.
In high school. It prepared me for college, though, dealing with the shitty band schedule I had in college. But, yeah.
I mean, I don't know why I'm acting like that's weird. I went to a whole performing arts school. But I brought that up because you know what? No shade, no tea. I kind of felt that way about this movie. Tonight, if you haven't, well, it's not tonight, it's anytime you're listening to this podcast, but today.
Sorry.
We're talking about Hell Night 1981. This one is currently streaming on Tubi. But, if you go look on YouTube, it's on there too, but I ain't tell you that. Let me tell you something. You know what? Hold it. Park recommendations.
Oh, yeah.
I didn't forget. I was just going to go on a straight rant because I'm just kind of ready at this point, but it's cool. I only have one park recommendation for you tonight. And I won't even say if you like this movie. If you're just looking for something similar that might just slightly maybe be better. Okay, let me stop. Okay, I quit. Y'all, it's The Initiation from 1984. Most of y'all probably is familiar. Some of y'all probably not. Go find it. You'll be fine. All right, enough of the bull. Let's get to it because this movie, I'm going to just tell y'all like it is. I found this movie for the podcast. I hadn't seen it. I was just like, oh, what's this? It's 80s. I see Linda Blair. The cover is badass. Like, the covers are really cute. And I was like, oh, okay. I mean, this got to be a fun little ride. And by proxy, this is also how John A. got into this.
Yes.
Yeah, you know what?
I mean, it was cute. It was cute.
And I think that's what it was.
So this movie was directed by Tom B. Simone. It was written by Randy Feldman, produced by Erwin Yablans, I hope I pronounced that right, and Bruce Con Curtis. And it stars, like we said, Linda Blair as Marty Gaines, Peter Barton.
Y'all know. Oh, I'm sorry. I was just going to say, y'all know Linda Blair, The Exorcist.
Yes, Little Miss Reagan. And for those who are hip to S Club 7, she played Joni in S Club 7.
Like, Cody is jumping out of his seat right now.
I loved S Club 7. Oh my God.
Club.
That was my show.
Gonna show you how. What? Okay.
Then we have Peter Barton as Jeff Reed, and he played Doug in Friday the 13th, the final chapter.
Mm-hmm.
Then we have Vincent Van Patten as Seth, Suki Goodwin as Denise Dunsmore, Kevin Brophy as Peter Bennett, ooh, Jimmy
Oh,
Sturtevant as Scott, and then
I'm reading
Jenny
these all
Newman,
out of order.
and then Jenny Newman as Mae West. Cinematography by Mac Alberg, edited by Anthony DeMarco, and music by Dan Wyman. And Dan, you did your thing in this movie.
Yeah, I will say that. Now I was gonna stop you a little bit earlier, but it's okay. I'm gonna tell you. Did you know the director started off in the adult industry?
I didn't know that, but I mean, yay. Pat yourself on the back.
Yeah, I have a couple interviews for you guys attached to the show notes below. I found a couple interviews with the director, Linda Blair, Peter Barton, basically just talking about their careers before Hell Night and then the production. The Screen Factory DVD literally has about, I want to say, maybe 3 hours of footage, but it's just like stuff they pulled together because I guess like they couldn't, it took them a while to kind of like salvage a lot for this movie.
I can see that.
Yeah. You know, I also have some notes of the director talking about why he decided to go this route with like the costume party. He says, I don't like these horror films where people are just walking around in haunted houses wearing jeans and t-shirts. So I was just like, well, I want Linda Blair to be in a gothic type dress, type wardrobe. They came up with that idea. And then they was like, okay, well, why don't Hell Night just be like a costume party where they just happen to be pledging? And that way they were able to put people in costumes according to their personality. And I like that
I liked it too.
because Seth was Robin Hood and he definitely saved the day, even though we'll
Barely.
get there. We'll get there. We will get there. I have questions. Then the frat party itself was taped in an apartment lobby.
That was when I saw that, I was like, what?
And I went back just first of all, I'm just tell y'all this now. I only watched this movie one time. That's all I needed. I went back just to look at the party, and I was like, "This is a lobby."
Right. I really thought that they was in somebody's house.
Yeah, I like it. I mean, could have fooled me. You shouldn't have told nobody that. That could have been your best kept secret. But then another one. So towards the very end of the movie, when they're like in the tunnels, girl, why was those just two corridors? And they just had
Yeah.
them running back and forth. I would be
So,
like,
and when I watched it again the second time, I was like, are you serious?
you can tell. You can tell. What is this? Some high school play stuff? I mean, like, okay, now, y'all, don't get on me because you'd be like, Ashley, but you be the main one talking about happy accidents. I know, but sometimes that's not a happy accident. That's just all we had. Like, I don't know what to tell y'all. I mean, I'm pretty sure y'all want me to explain myself, and I will. So we could just go ahead bounce out to the queue line. You ready?
I'm ready. Are you ready?
I am. We'll be back.
Howdy, survivors. Please keep your tips and limbs inside the vehicle and remain seated at all times. Hang on to your personal belongings, especially your minds and spines. 'Cause this here's a wild ride.
All right. So, we're going to do a checklist type quiz to see how cringeworthy was your college experience.
Oh my gosh.
I feel like we're going to have very different answers because you went to a PWI. So some of these things don't apply at all. So the first one is you had a dry erase board on your dorm room door.
I did, but it was not mine.
I did not. All right. You left messages on other people's dry erase boards.
I did not.
I did. Like, Johnny was here. Call me ho. You had to use a hall bathroom.
I did.
I did not. Thank God.
I did up in only my freshman year. The remaining years, I had my own place.
Okay, because that was actually the next question if you had to use it for more than 1 year. And then after that, it asks you went barefoot in the hall bathroom showers.
Now, you know I didn't. We talked about this all the time. In my room, maybe, possibly, yes. Once I step out, it's a shoe or a footy.
You had to run down the hall in a towel because you forgot your clothes.
Sure did. And
Wow.
half the time, it was by choice. I just didn't care. My door was right there. Blessing and a curse. My dorm room was next to the stairs, but it was also kind of across from the bathroom.
Okay.
So, like, cool because I could get in and get out really undetected or get people in and out undetected. But when it came to that bathroom, it was a blessing and a curse.
Then the next one is you forgot your towel, so you had to use your clothes to dry off.
Not in college. No, that's happened before, but not in college.
Okay. You had a live, laugh, live, laugh, love sign somewhere in your dorm room.
Hell no!
I did. I
Mm-mm.
did.
Mm-mm.
I did. You lost your ID.
I sure did.
You lost your ID more than once.
I did not.
I didn't lose my ID. So that's a no for me. You've gotten locked out of your dorm room or a dorm building.
I sure did.
I haven't.
I sure the F did.
Did you
And we
get
had
locked out
to,
more than once?
yes.
Okay. So my friends got locked out, and we had friends who did like the little hanger trick where like you stick the hanger underneath the door to unlock the room.
Mm-hmm.
Oh
Yeah.
my gosh, people had like a whole little business going on to get like, you want me to unlock your room? Give me $5.
Because it was just such a bother because the RA would act like it's such a freaking big deal to go get the master key and unlock my room. Like, it ain't that serious, sis. Calm down.
Right. Did you eat anyone's food without asking them?
Of course.
Did you drink anyone's alcohol without asking them?
No, that's serious. You don't do that.
So I never ate people's food because I was really anal about my food, but I did drink their alcohol.
Yeah, see, that was the thing. Like, I didn't care if you, I don't know. A lot of the girls, my freshman year, we were all kind of like close, as you can be for a freshman year. So a lot of girls would have their dorm doors open. Like, people would just literally walk in your room, come chill with you for a second, bring some snacks, like come do some homework. Or we go to somebody, like everybody was cool on the floor. So it really was not odd for somebody to come in and just come join you while you're eating and eat what you're eating. It wasn't odd.
So like my freshman year, I didn't stay in the honors dorm because I got put in band housing versus honors housing.
Right.
And so in the honors dorm, they had like suites and they would leave their suite doors open and people just like walk in all the time. It's kind of similar to like what you're saying.
Mm-hmm.
But I didn't, out of all 4 years, I never played about my food. Like they knew not to touch my food or else there would be serious issues.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So you walked in on your roommate having sex slash naked, etc.
Nope.
Neither have I. And then has your roommate walked in on you having sex, being naked, etc.
Yes.
Oh wow, that hasn't happened to me.
And it was funny because at this point I was in a quad. So it was 5 girls in a dorm, but it was like everybody had their own room except the 2 freshmen. They shared a room. And one of our other friends was coming in and everybody told her, do not go in Ashley's room. And what did she do? She went in Ashley's room and yeah, I was occupied.
Well, that's her fault. Okay.
It was. It really was.
Did you suck up to your RA?
No, F her.
Yeah, I never had to do that. Did you have anything confiscated by your RA?
And she knew better. No.
Neither have I. Were you ever sent to student life by your RA?
She knew better. No.
And then it asks, have you ended up in student life more than once?
Mm-mm.
Did you have one of your roommates kicked out of your room?
No.
Neither have I. Were you ever kicked out by your roommate?
I'm the life of the party. If anything, I'm the one people want to keep around. So no. Like I'm always the least of everybody's worries because I just mind my own business. Say hi and bye. Go to my room. If you want to go eat, let's go. Mm-mm.
Did you spend your weekends partying in frat houses?
I mean, if the weekends start on Thursday, yeah.
So here's the thing. We didn't have frat houses. So these questions that are coming up next didn't really apply. So it asks, did you party? Did you spend your weekends partying in frat houses? You threw up in a frat house bathroom. You threw up in more than one frat house bathroom.
So going to a PWI, and this is gonna sound real crazy, y'all, so buckle up. The white fraternities and sororities had housing on campus, and all of the black ones, like they just had random like houses around the campus. Does that make sense?
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah. So I mean, they was definitely doing us dirty as hell. But yes. So technically, it's still a frat house, or like there were frat houses. Then you had the football house, the basketball house. Yeah, it was fun.
Yeah, we didn't like our fraternities would rent out like places to have parties, or people would just like use someone's random ass house and throw a party, but we didn't have like actual houses. So, have you thrown up in any of these places?
I have not, because you ain't catching me out here.
All
you
right,
know me. I will walk away. I will walk as far away from people that I can.
Same. Did you ever drink the mystery punch out of a plastic bin or cooler?
I sure did.
So did I. Have you danced on an elevated surface?
I definitely did.
So did I. You woke up the next morning still in the frat house.
Nope.
Does not apply to me. You woke up somewhere other than your dorm room and had no idea how you got there.
Nope.
Same. You've done the walk of shame.
Absolutely not.
I have.
Oh, dang. Some of the girls, some of the boys, y'all be looking rough on that walk. And that's why it's called Walk of Shame. But I'm just saying, like, I feel like...
I used to have hoe bags, though. So, like, my freshman year, I was dating this senior. Well, were we dating? And...
Right, choose your words wisely.
I was not dating him. So, if you're listening, ex-boyfriend, I was not dating him. We were just, canoodling. But I would pack my bag because I was a freshman. I stayed in freshman dorm, and he stayed in campus housing, but it was across the street from the campus. So I would pack my little bag and I would go stay the night, take a shower in the morning, all that stuff. And I would walk from his dorm all the way to the front of campus for my calculus class at 8 o'clock in the morning. But that wasn't considered a walk of shame because I would pack clothes. Now, on campus, though, I have done a couple of walk of shames, but, hey. Now, the next question is, you've done the walk of shame in your themed quote-unquote mixer costume.
Nope.
And then you've done the walk of shame in your Halloween costume.
Nope. Like,
I have never, never.
Mm-mm.
Not in my Halloween costume.
Also not in college. But...
Halloween 2019?
Like, I swear to God, I blinked and it was morning, and I was like, what? I could have sworn I, like, just blinked. Like, there were people here. Where did everybody go? Like,
walking to the parking garage in
my little
like,
fortune teller. Okay. My little fortune teller outfit. Good thing, the smart thing was I wore flats, like not them 2009 ugly flats. Not
I had
those.
Shoes
y'all.
built into my costume, so I need to get sponsored by them because I buy every single costume I have from them. Gosh.
But yes, no. I make it a point. Whatever you start, you better finish. Like I tell you, like if you with me, y'all better not take y'all heels off in these clubs. Don't do it till we get to the car. You better, if you got a tip, you better tip. Like
Oh, I
or
was tipping it.
wear
Listen,
a
I was
shoe,
tipping in Vegas.
or wear a shoe. Like, do not set yourself up around me. Because one thing I have to, you got to see it through, my boy. Like, you have to commit. Like, even with a Halloween costume, I am going to be that character all night until I take it off. Okay. That's
Oh
it.
man,
Wait
I
until y'all
was
see me this year. I'm gonna have a whole accent and everything. Maybe.
actually. I don't even have a costume yet.
Oh wow.
Who am I?
Girls August.
I know, and I normally have like 3 picked out by now.
Yikes.
I know. I need to get my life. Okay, the next question. You slept with multiple people in the same fraternity.
I sure the F didn't.
Wait, not in college.
No. I did not.
I have.
Not you trying to get me to confess because you did.
I have in the same fraternity.
Oh hell, you told me this too.
A ADP and a DP.
Okay,
I mean, like,
you know what?
oh my gosh, when I found that out after the fact, I felt so bad. I felt so bad.
Did you?
I'm sorry if you're listening.
Did you?
I'm sorry if you're listening.
She ain't feel bad. She
I
is
did
reveling.
feel bad.
She's reveling in this.
Now, yes, I have with multiple fraternity members and 2 of them. But it's not my fault that everybody is those 2. It's not my fault. All right, you frequented the local dive bar.
I won't say frequented, so no, not for real.
You befriended a local.
Does my teacher count? Does my coach count? Because she's been in my, I'm working with her right now. Does she count? Because she's a local.
Does it count if like the people who actually live in the college town?
Yeah, so that's why I'm like, because some of them I still do talk to and we became friends. So I mean, I guess, yeah.
Because when I think of local, I think of like a local who's not
in school.
Yeah.
Okay, so if that's the case, no. Wait.
Yeah, that's the case because the next question is you invited a local back to campus to hang with you. So yeah, no.
Okay, so nope to both.
And then it said the next one is you slept with a local.
No. Mm-mm. Not in Terre Haute, Indiana. Not in Terre Haute, Indiana. Baby. If I have, okay, I know a lot of our listeners are from DC and Indiana's between, well, actually, we kind of widespread, but that's not the conversation right now. But my Indiana people.
We go all around the world. We go around the world.
More like all around America, but you know, it is somebody in South America listening. Hi, whoever you are.
Hey!
But, no.
Yeah, nah. All right. Have you ever lost your phone during a night out?
In college? Probably. Knowing me, probably. I can see it.
So these next ones don't apply to me. You drank too much at a tailgate and missed the game.
Nope, because I was a cheerleader.
Exactly. I was in the band. So there was no mix. And then we tailgate before and after the game at HBCUs. So
same. Yeah. We did too.
Then the next one is you've missed more than one game from drinking too much at the tailgate. Again.
Nope. I was at the game. Bright and early.
You went to the game but don't remember any of it.
Okay, now you know what? Yes, because there was some times I was there, I was performing, couldn't tell you anything that happened.
Now, homecoming that has happened to me was on the sidelines drunk dancing.
Oh no, I wasn't drunk. I just couldn't even. I just was in my own world. Remember. Yeah, no, I really be in my own world, and everything else around me I don't even see it, don't even notice it.
You stole things from around campus.
I sure did.
I did too. And I found them when I was moving out of my parents' house into my house. And I was
okay, now wait a minute. I was talking about like stealing tissue. What did you steal that you still have?
I threw them out now, but I had bowls. So like when I came home from college, I just put everything that I had from college in the basement. So when I was taking my stuff out the basement and going through it, I found the bowls from the calf that I took, and I don't
Johnny,
even
that's
remember
nasty.
taking them.
That's nasty.
Cause like, okay, so listen, like you're in the calf and I wanted to take my food to go back to my room. So I would put stuff in the bowls and I would like smuggle the bowl out and then I would take it back to my room, eat whatever. And then I just washed it and kept it. I just never took it back to the calf.
We would do that, but we was bringing in our own little Tupperware, and we're the reason that book bags got banned from the cafes because we was smuggling. But and I mean, like, obviously, when you go to a buffet, when you go to a restaurant, you eating off people anyway. And if I just weirded anybody out, I'm sorry, but you are. But I just couldn't see myself bringing it back to my room. Like, that's only for the moment.
Yeah, no, I took it because I like wanted fruit. Wanted apple. If I wanted an apple, back when I could eat apples, I wanted an apple.
So you telling me you must have never smuggled home food from like a buffet?
No.
Oh, see, yeah, that's why you got to refine those skills. Like this started with me at Ponderosa when I was like 7, stealing the chicken wings. Oh, baby, what? No, pockets full of chicken wings. Like Justine and Roe, when she put that hamburger in her pocket.
Oh my
Mm-mm.
gosh.
Yes, gummy bears. Like, oh, don't play with me.
You stole things from frat houses or sorority houses,
No, why would I do that? Now, why would I do
right?
that?
You've gotten in trouble with campus security or campus police. I
I
haven't.
feel no, I don't think I've gotten in trouble. No,
You brought snacks in your pockets to a party.
I sure did.
I haven't. You got caught drinking underage.
I didn't get caught. No.
Yeah, if you get caught, you're not doing it right. You
Yeah.
started a fight with someone during a party.
I did not start that fight. She provoked it.
Wow.
And some of
Now,
y'all know this story. Some of y'all know this story. Like, no.
you've gotten injured at a party.
I mean, just a couple of scratches, and I wouldn't say injury though.
Not in college.
When I get hurt at a party?
Weren't you like dancing or something and you like fractured
Oh, when I
something?
broke my hand. Oh, I did break my hand at a party. I forget about that.
But that wasn't in college though.
Yeah. I mean, I guess because technically that was supposed to be like an album release situation type deal. So I mean, you could say party, whatever. Yeah, I forgot
You,
about
s-
that.
you
Right.
sat through a boring event just because there was free food.
You right. You know I did. You know I did. Y'all are lying. If by the end of the semester you have no more points on your card, your meal plan is tapped out. Your best friend that be swiping you, they meal plan is tapped out. Y'all knew y'all was going to those study sessions in the library so y'all can get y'all some food. Y'all knew y'all was doing it.
See, our meal plans were different. We always had swipes for 3 meals a day. It never like it wasn't a limit.
So we had tiers because some people really just didn't eat that much, and some people like the biggest one. And I don't know, for some reason the name makes me laugh because I went to Indiana State University. The biggest meal plan was called the Statesman,
That sounds
and
so weird.
sounded very colonizer to me. The Statesman. I'm like, what is that? Okay, anyway, but that was the one that was dang near unlimited. And then you had like the ISU plan, which was like the basic one. It was definitely going to run out by the end of the semester. But that will probably be for like somebody who stays off campus. And if they on campus and they want to eat, they can swipe. But you know, they ain't going to be here all the time, you know?
Now we did have what was called like bulldog bucks, and you can like put money on your card to like get extra swipes and stuff like
We
that.
had that too. Ours was called Blue Buck. So you can go to different restaurants that didn't take the regular swipes.
Yeah. But
Yeah.
other than that, yeah. We would run out of bulldog bucks. Like I ain't got no more extra bulldog bucks, so I gotta go to the cafe
Same.
between the hours of whatever.
Right. Same.
You sat through a boring event just because there was free merchandise.
No, I more like walked past and just swiped off the table.
You slept through class on more than one occasion.
We just, yes.
You
Mm.
accidentally slept through a quiz or a test.
Oh no, too
Exactly
anxious.
that. Yeah, that's an
I would
exactly
never.
no.
I would never.
You tried to flirt with your professor for a better grade.
Hecky no. Cry? Yes. Flirt? No.
Yeah, I never flirted with him. I feel like I would have got kicked out.
Like I just can't see myself doing that. Like no shade to
Yeah,
nobody
no.
that do you, but I've gotten far with these tears, okay? So,
I was just really nice and bubbly
oh
and
no, that's
played
the
the
thing.
sweet
Like,
card.
yeah, like anytime I'm in class, I volunteer, I participate. So that way, when I
Yeah.
am effing up, you can't feel bad about bumping my grade up because I've been such a sweetheart the entire time.
You went to the wrong class on the wrong day.
I sure did. Just be discombobulated.
You went to class with a massive hangover.
No.
Yeah, I have no to both of those.
The other way, yes.
You skipped class because you were hungover.
Mm-mm.
I have done that. You brought alcohol to class.
I actually think I've done that before. I think I have, but I low key think that was high school. Yeah, that was high school. That wasn't college.
You came to class high.
Oh, I just told you that. Yeah, I
Yeah,
sure
so
did.
did I, because I used to smoke in college. So did I anymore. You threw up in a lecture hall bathroom.
No.
Neither have I. You had to use the campus map as an upperclassman to find something.
Yes.
After my freshman year, I did not have to have a map. We were small. You
No,
had
the
to use,
campus. Our campus was small, but there are a lot of ducked off places. And you know how some things will be named something, but you wouldn't know that unless you go in that building.
yeah.
So it would be like that. Like I can honestly say I probably only utilize maybe 60% of the campus. Like towards my senior year, I started being on the whole other side of the campus. I'm like, wow, I've never been on this side before. Like, what's all this? We got a yard. We got, whoa, what's this? So, yeah.
You had to use your campus map past the first week of classes as a freshman.
Oh, no, I was good.
Neither did I. And here was the thing for me. I was in freaking marching band. So we marched
Right.
around the whole damn campus. So I knew the campus before school even started.
That's what I was about to say. We had dance camp. So we were already on the campus like weeks before everybody else.
You wore a university lanyard around campus.
I did not.
I would never.
Yeah, I just can't do it.
You wore university gear all the time.
No, not all the time.
Only on game day.
Yeah, I'm like only on Friday.
You stayed in the cafeteria for hours so you can get 2 meals for one swipe.
I did do that.
See, they kick our ass out. And then we had they would close the caf in between breakfast and lunch and then in between lunch and dinner.
Yeah,
So
they started
yeah.
doing that because we would be trying to stay. Like we
You
got
ha-
away with it a couple times. Oh, I'll say it again. We got away with it a couple times, but we're the main reason we couldn't have book bags, like I said earlier, and the reason they like shut down. And really, I think they was shut down between breakfast and lunch, but lunch to dinner it was always open.
Yeah, I would avoid the caf so many times because it was just too crowded for me. Especially on fried chicken Wednesdays and fish Fridays. I would just avoid the caf. I just
Y'all
couldn't.
only had one.
Yeah, we only had one. We had one calf, and then it was like we called it the pit. And in there was like a wing place, a Chinese place, um, a sub place, and then a smoothie place.
Okay, we had
And
two.
then we had pizza spot inside of the freshman dorm.
Got you. We had two calves. One in the freshman dorm, and then one was in the quads. Then we had the commons, which is like your pick, that had like a convenience store, this fire wing place called George's. Then it had like this banquet hall that would have like it was nasty. It wasn't good. Pizza Hut, Taco Bell, Burger King. Then in one of the freshman dorms, like in the actual dorm, there was a smaller, like a snack cafe type deal, or you could just like pick up quick snacks, but it was also attached to a KFC. And then back over in the quads, there was another like smaller convenience store situation, but it was kind of like low key. It was low key a little hood spot for real, because they would have like bagged frozen grapes or like stuff like that. It was like little stuff. It was cute, but that's what we had.
We didn't have as many places. And I hated going to the calf because especially during lunchtime, especially on Fried Chicken Wednesday and Fried Fish Fridays, because that was like the place to be. And people would like wear their best outfits and we wanted to show out and stuff. And I didn't like attention and I didn't like crowds. So I would avoid it like the plague.
Mm-hmm.
I know. I'm weird. Okay. You hogged a study space for more than 4 hours.
No, you can have it.
I barely went to the library.
Exactly.
You ate smelly food in a shared study space.
I did not.
Neither did I. You took a spot on the quiet floor and still tried to talk.
I sure did.
I stayed out the library. You went to graduation with a massive hangover.
I did not.
Neither did I. You went to graduation still drunk/high.
Nope.
Neither did I. And you missed graduation because you were too drunk hungover.
Nope.
Neither did I. So you got 19 out of 70 and I got 11 out of 70, but we got the same thing. It says you've done some cringeworthy things, but you're not too bad. Everyone does dumb things in college, and luckily you haven't done too many. You're probably the cool, calm, and collected college student that everyone secretly envied.
Yep, pretty much. All right, y'all. We'll be right back. You can stay tuned because when we get back, we're going to be talking 1981's Hell Night.
Welcome to Garth Manor. In order to be a member of Alpha Sigma Rho, one has to do what?
To stay in Garth Manor one night.
And why is this night so special?
Because 12 years ago, Raymond Garth murdered his family here and then committed suicide.
And when the police arrived, they discovered a note written by Raymond Garth describing the entire gruesome act. But strangely, they only discovered 3 dead bodies. Andrew is still believed by some to be living somewhere within this house.
Hey, let's party! Quaaludes and Jack Daniels.
Oh my gosh. This is one radical chick. All right!
Now the fun begins.
Hey!
Robin Hood to the rescue! Woo-hoo! Come here, you little...
Who's there? Peter, is that you?
Cut the bullshit, Peter.
This is supposed to be a joke. I can't believe it. What about Seth? Seth is bringing back help.
Seth isn't coming back.
Well, then we'll wait. We'll wait until morning. I mean, Peter and the other kids will be here.
Peter's dead. Or
Well. Maybe there are more guards. Maybe Seth...
Pray for day, hell night.
Okay, this trailer,
I
why
didn't
was
like
it
it.
3? But why was it so long?
Yeah, it was long and then it showed all the kills. Basically showed the whole movie.
You know what? This trailer was just like the movie, long for no reason. Oh, y'all thought I forgot? Y'all thought I wasn't about to flame the movie? It's time now. It's time because yeah, everything will make sense at the end, y'all. Go get along, sis. Go.
All right. So the movie confused me starting out. You get
It did.
You get a blood curdling scream, right? And then you get a wet t-shirt contest in front of a bonfire. And I'm like, the fuck is this?
And get used to this scream because this scream is
the same
throughout
scream.
the entire movie.
Exactly. So apparently from early on, you can tell already that it's Hell Night on college campus. And if you don't know what Hell Night is supposed to be the worst night of a sorority's and or fraternity's initiation process.
Right.
I don't consider this a real Hell Night, but I digress. The first 2 minutes of this movie is straight up partying. And it's kind of like Sorority Row, but on crack.
This party is a little more realistic, you know, like I could see I've probably been to a party like this, you know.
Minus the TPing and
yeah,
the wet t-shirt contest. Bonfire, yes.
I'm going to be real with you, John. Indiana State ain't a hoe, okay? Parents don't want their kids to go to that school because it's a no party school and
Yikes.
We did go in. So like how I say, like we wasn't sorority row level, but this is
this just looks like menace. Like by the time you get to another part of the movie, you can see the damage that's done from the partying. And it's like these children are menaces.
And it's just like, because I feel like if that happened on our campus, everybody got to go home. It's over.
Right.
Like, because what we're talking about is through the party, like a window gets smashed. TPs are everything. I mean, hold on. TPs are everywhere. People doing donuts out in the parking lot, and this people are standing around in a circle. Y'all know how people be doing, like when they be dragging the car, all that. It's just so much going on.
And then the crazy thing about it is inside the frat house. So this is Alpha Sigma Rho, and the president, who is Peter, he had the nerve to say, you know, we can't start our initiation process until so-and-so throws up and then so-and-so breaks a window.
And right on cue, it happened.
What happened?
So past the party, right? Part of this Hell Night situation is that they're going to take 4 pledges, which will be our main characters, Marty, Jeff, Seth, and Denise. They're going to have to stay at the Garth Manor until dawn, right? I got questions. Why is only 4 of them pledging?
That was my thing too. I'm like,
but
that doesn't
also,
make sense. And why y'all processes together?
Yeah, and that was my other thing. So when now I don't know. I'm black, but where they do that at?
Right.
And I mean, like when you think about it,
maybe the like because there is 2 that are like incorporated brothers and sisters, but like outside of that, where they do that?
Yeah, I'm just like, I just don't see them like collabing to Hayes.
Right.
I don't know. I mean,
but then it was all extra as fuck. But no, the them going to the manor was extra as fuck. Like y'all sitting on drop tops and Corvettes and shit, carrying torches. Like that was some real white people shit.
It is. And I'm telling, because the thing, okay. So when they would rush at Indiana State, it was an entire deal. Like you would see gangs of fraternities and sororities with their flags. They got chants, it's matching t-shirts. And we had this thing called the fountain, and they would do like a reveal. Now, like I said, I'm black. So if I'm not saying this right and y'all out there know what I'm talking about, y'all can hit us up on the Twitter and, you know, hash it out there. Anyway, they would stand around the fountain. It was a circle. And they would do like, they had like bid nights where they like picked people, I guess, to be
and I've seen that on other movies too. Like you go to rush night and then they'll pick you. Like you
might not even like say I wanted to be this. You might not even be that by the end of it because somebody else wanted to. I'm just like, what is this?
That is not how it's done in the black world.
like
at all.
I'm just saying, like, I'm lost. But I have to give it to them because they do go all out.
It's very and you know what? I can't even like because I grew up watching a lot of teen white movies, teen white TV shows, and reading teen white books about like people who were in boarding schools and shit. So I really wanted to go because there was a show. I wanted to go to a boarding school, and I read these books called I think it's The Click. And I just wanted to go to a boarding school so bad. But I was watching like Greek on A.B.C. Family, and I wanted to pledge a white sorority so bad. I wanted to go to white school so bad. I'm glad I snapped out of that. But yeah. They made it look interesting.
Now I don't know about the white sororities and organizations. I don't know about that part. I feel you. I feel you, but not all the way. But I wanted to go to PCA from Zoe 101. That looked fun.
That was before I knew what life was. Now I went to an HBCU and I figured out life. That was me pre.
Cause and it would be like, and no shade. Don't think we just like talking ish on white orgs. We just saying it's just different. But I would see some Black girls, like I was about to say audition, joining these sororities, and I would just be like,
yeah.
It's just like
and I know of someone who's done that, and it was just interesting to me.
Yeah, I'm just And I mean, I was on a predominantly white dance team, and I know that I did have some personality changes because that's who I was around most of the time. But I still knew that I was Black, and I still acted accordingly. And I'm just saying, some of them, they be getting turned out. And I'm not saying like, oh, you're acting white, because I hate when people say that, because people say that to me. I don't like that. No, that's not what I'm saying. I'm just saying, like,
you just forget
that wasn't you. That was not you a few months ago. But okay,
you just forget. You assimilate it and you get out.
Yeah.
But back to this manor and this initiation night. So I just want to say that Peter is a very great storyteller.
He had me hooked.
So here's the little legend that's here's the legend of Garth Manor. So apparently there was a man named Raymond Garth, and he murdered his wife and 3 deformed children. Yes, 3 deformed children.
Literally kept having children because when they would have one, something would be wrong. So they're like, let's give it a go. Something would go wrong. Hey, Joe, let's give it a go again. Something would be wrong. Like, don't get tired.
Well, he got tired after the 4th child because he killed himself in 3 of them, but then left the 4th one. And the 4th one, Andrew, was never found.
Do you take that as my parent loves me or hates me? Because
I would think that he hates me.
I would too. I would be like, damn, you can just take me too. Like, damn.
And then left a suicide note explaining everything. But the other funny thing too is that Peter actually kept that cape in real life and wears it every Halloween.
I love it. I absolutely love it.
So this is where Peter decides to leave the group after he tells them, you can sleep in any room, can't leave the grounds, you can't climb over the gate, so don't even try it. He gives them a gun and locks the gate and tells him, you in here until dawn, and then he dips out. But whole time, I found it suspicious that candles were already lit inside. Like, who lit these candles? Especially after he said that no one has been in Garth Manor since the killings. And that was
apparently
12 years before.
No, apparently they were lying. And this is what I was about to say. But since you brought it up, I'm going to go ahead and say it now. This makes no sense. So you mean to tell me that y'all have hell, because it was said earlier that Peter gets off on Hell Night, like this is his night. And they've been doing this for a while. Like this is a pledge thing. Like to be a part of this fraternity, you have to spend the night in this manner. Therefore, they've done this a few times. So to answer your first question, obviously they went and set up the mansion.
Of course.
And they've been doing this. So my thing is, you mean to tell me this just happened to be the night out of all night that this nigga just decided he was going to kill people? Why he ain't kill y'all when y'all was setting that stuff up? Exactly. Why he ain't kill y'all the years before? I'm in confusion. Movies not movieing.
Movies was moving in Denise's case because she wasted no time and wanted to get the party started.
Let me tell you something, Denise. I don't know if she was a mess or a mood.
Girl, she pulled out. She said, "I got Quaaludes and Jack Daniels." I said, "Quaaludes."
I said Quaaludes. Girl, what?
What?
I said, this is not the time. I said, wow.
Wow. And I'm like, wow. So this really was a popular party drug in the late 70s, early 80s. Like, what the fuck?
Listen, like, was ready with it, okay?
And then had music in her bra.
I could get with that.
And then she said she had Colombian and Coke on her too. But Peter took that on his little pat down that he gave her. And I'm like, damn, you just like a walking party in a skirt.
But see, but here's the thing though, and it's not even that deep from the director's standpoint. But ain't that crazy that she's literally walking around with all of this on her and nobody probably would ever suspect it?
Exactly. You could be a whole mini drug dealer with the amount of shit she was pulling out from every crevice.
Now, if it was one of us, they would have found all of that with no problem. They'd have been like, you got Quaaludes. What you trying to do? Over.
Right. But, Seth took this as the green light and they went upstairs not wasting any time. Meanwhile, this is, where Jeff and Marty decide to light a fire and, start to get on with their little personal background lives. And this whole scene made me think that Jeff was guilty a little bit. He was giving me I'm guilty vibes. I'm from here. Why are we here? You'd have to ask my father. Like, you were seeming guilty. I was expecting that he could have been the long lost Andrew. And maybe he got plastic surgery or some shit.
That would have been a greater end result than what we get. Honestly, that would have been great. And even like that writing, if that's what that meant, like, you have to ask my father because my daddy left me, Because even then,
he killed himself in this fucking house. I'm from here. Yeah, I'm from this house. Like, that's what I thought it was giving, but it was not giving that.
It wasn't. Not at all. And I mean, basically, this scene just gives us exposition that will come in handy later.
Yep. I also didn't understand the corny foreplay, but anyways, Peter, Scott, and May sneak back to the manor to continue their initiation festivities because, leaving them alone in a big scary mansion just isn't enough. May happens to fall into a hole, and that's when we find out that there's a bunch of secret rooms and secret tunnels underneath the house, and there's a bunch of holes along the walls. Whole time, like as she said, they pre-wired the house with sound and visual effects or whatever to scare them. And then this is when Peter decides to kick off the screaming festivities with these sound effects. But Jeff quickly finds it and disables it.
Right, because first of all, the screen sounds so manufactured that you're just like,
what is this? And where
like,
is it coming from?
I'll give it to you. The first one obviously is probably going to make you jump because you're just not expecting to be hearing a random scream. But after that, it's just like,
they were too contrived and at perfect intervals.
Yeah, like, okay, well, all right.
And then Peter's a dickwad because he sent May off to get killed.
First of all, I didn't like when Scott was like, what did he say? Something about we should have left her.
She's such a twat. We should have left her behind. And then Peter was like, well, her behind is the best part.
There was a different way to, and just how you said it was how it should have been said in the movie, because he's like, we should leave her mouth and just take her behind, something like that. Like, we didn't need that part. We didn't need that part because it was just, I don't know, for some reason it just didn't age well.
But I felt bad for May though, because she got scared by Al and then she got her ass yanked into a hole. And then her head was chopped clean the fuck off.
She got dragged to hell, okay? Like, this dude was scratching her. They showed the scratches and all of that. I was just like, ooh, damn.
I like the kill though. Like, it was a clean cut. Clean.
It was cool. I just think at first I was thinking that it was just one. So when her death happened, I was like, well, clearly it's a second person. But then I was like, oh, it's two of them, because this movie dragged so long that I zoned in and zoned out and missed the whole detail that it was two of them.
Yeah, actually, I forget where I saw it, but I saw somebody running across the gate and I was like, what the fuck?
Yeah, I was like, Okay, maybe I'm tripping. I don't know. All right, just keep paying attention.
Yeah, but I'm trying to. So I'm should probably mention this later, but I don't care. I'm confused as to who's the second person because I thought that there was only four children.
The second one is Morris.
But I thought that Morris died,
I
and I
guess
thought there was
not.
only four kids.
I don't. You ask them. I don't know, but the boy named Morris.
Yeah, this doesn't make sense. But anyways, May is dead. Back in the house, there's more screaming. So Jeff and Seth go to check it out, leaving Marty alone. But poor Marty is left alone to deal with windows busting open and being locked in a parlor with the apparition. I actually like this effect, but
It
I
was
wanted
good.
right, but I wanted to see how Peter and Scott set that shit up. Like
Okay,
I wanted
okay.
to
Because
see
when
it
I
in
first
action.
watched it, I was thinking that that was gonna be real, like that wasn't fake. Because it did look so good. I was like, oh well, wait, is this a real ghost? Like this is a ghost story? Oh snap!
It
But
looked
then I
very
was
good.
like, right, and then I was like, oh, it's just part of the prank. Damn, I wish it would have been real. And like, they
Right.
thinking that they playing, but whole time, nah, girls, really some ghost up in here and stuff.
This
But
would a ghost story would have been better.
which would have explained, like you said earlier, if Peter was not Peter, if Jeff was the killer, that will make it even better. Because remember, once she comes out the room, he's already standing right there. It would be like, oh,
Right.
I knew that was gonna happen. Like, you know what? I already was gonna say that this needed a remake, but now I got more reasons that this one can be remade, and I wouldn't be mad.
So outside, Peter and Scott split up to continue their reign of terror, and Peter dons a gorilla mask and goes inside a secret passage while Scott makes his way to the roof. And I thought this is hella convenient because when they went to the roof in their separate directions, this is where Jeff and Marty end up finding the switchboards outside of the house that Peter and Scott were using to pull their stunts.
Mm-hmm.
So up on the roof, Scott setting up the next prank, and he gets smushed by one of the brothers, and then his neck gets snapped.
No, girl, he got muffed. He did not get smushed. He got muffed like a mug.
But my whole thing is,
I
why was that
was
their
like,
go-to? That was their go-to.
right. They were, y'all, they
Every
was
single
literally
person,
muffing people, literally muffing
everybody,
them in the mouth. I was just like,
every single
okay.
one.
Oh my goodness.
So I'm just so this is another pointless scene, kind of, sort of, but it's Marty and Jeff are back in the house and they go to bed basically, but separately because Marty's a lady. But Denise, we go and see Denise and Seth in the bed, and she startled awake by knocking noises, right? She shot straight the fuck up, which was hilarious to me. But her ass woke up to take more drugs.
More drugs
More
and to
drugs
chase it with some
with
liquor.
alcohol.
I said,
But she
oh.
tried, right. She tried to go back to sleep, but it was too much knocking for her. So she went to go investigate, right? And this was so funny to me. She's sitting at the vanity and she's going through the drawers or whatnot, and like out pops one of those like snake in the cans. And then she looks in the mirror to check herself out. And this is when Peter's on the other side of the mirror. He shines the light on the gorilla mask. And so she's seeing the gorilla reflection like it's her own. But she's so drugged
This
up.
fool.
She thinks
Quaaludes
it's
are
her
murder on
face.
my skin.
Right. She thinks it's her face. And I just thought that was hilarious. And now Peter is bummed because his plan failed. So he goes onto the roof to find Scott and May, but ends up tripping over the mannequin that Scott was supposed to hang off the side of the house. So Peter cranks up whatever is hanging over the side and sees that it's Scott's dead body. So now he's so shook that he frantically climbs off the roof and makes a run for it. But in true movie fashion, once he gets to the gate, he can't unlock the gate because he drops the keys. And then he gets muffed by the killer.
I do want to say when Peter is looking for Scott and he's like reeling him up, that tension was kind of cool. But the movie, okay, you know what? I'm gonna wait till it gets to that part so I can be even more dramatic because y'all like it. But this movie is a repeat offender of quote unquote tension, but it's really just wasting time.
Yes. But the good thing though was after he got muffed, he ended up escaping and he was running through the maze, the garden maze, but then he ended up getting got with the scythe.
And I don't understand, if you get stabbed in a hedge bush, Wouldn't you fall to the floor? What's holding you to the bush?
I guess the sky, because I don't think it was ever pulled out.
I mean, yeah, it wasn't pulled out, but it's just through your body. It's not like he got stabbed against the bush, right? It's nothing in the bush that's like concrete for the scythe. But we see the scythe come out the other side of the bushes. He should have just fell. I don't know how was he levitating? How
Maybe they were just
that
strong
physics don't
hedge
work.
branches.
Yeah, I'm like, that don't work like that.
So back in the house, Marty can't sleep, so she ends up making it with Jeff. And then Seth and Denise are back to fooling around again while one of their brothers is watching until Seth has to use the bathroom, leaving Denise alone and vulnerable for one of the brothers to come and snatch her ass up. So when Seth comes back from the bathroom, he finds May's severed head in the bed and screams bloody murder.
This did get me. Because I wasn't ready for that. I was thinking it was going to be a burning situation. And I was about to be real petty and be like, well, at least this one knows how to hide properly. Because I still don't know how Cropsey hid in that sleeping bag or whatever Cropsey hid to do what he did. But no, this one got me. It shook me.
Yeah, because I was thinking it was going to be Denise's dead body. But nope, it was just May's head. So this prompts, of course, his screaming prompts Jeff and Marty to jump out of bed and come see about him. But Seth is like, yeah, nah, fuck this, I'm out. He snatches the gun, takes off for the gate. Fuck you, fuck Denise, fuck y'all, I'm done.
Right, okay.
But when he gets to the gate, he can't shoot the lock off like he thought because they're blanks, of course. But Seth is determined to get the fuck, so he climbs the gate and ends up cutting himself in the process. And now, see, I thought he was going to impale himself. But that didn't happen.
The top of the gate is very sharp. It's like one of those old-fashioned Addams Family with the spike
Spears
tips
on
at the top. Yeah, spears. So yeah, they're super sharp, which
because he ended up cutting himself.
They did this for a reason. We'll get there.
Right. But I was let down because I thought he was going to impale himself. And then just like
also, time out. Jeff, step your cookies up, my bro. You cannot lift. Marty, honey, tighten up, because that's probably why he couldn't lift you, because you were loose as a goose. But Jeff, do you even lift, bro?
No.
Because the baby, no, couldn't be mine. Could not be mine.
But, Seth actually made it across in one piece, and then he took off for the town, leaving Jeff and Marty behind. So now they go in the house to look for Denise, but instead of finding Denise, they find Scott dangling from the roof. So Marty ends up locking herself in one of the bedrooms while Jeff goes to investigate a light that they saw in a garden maze. And he enters the maze where he finds Peter's dangling body, but his ass was so freaked out, he didn't get the keys out of Peter's hand.
Right. I'm like, dude, I would have snatched them keys so quick.
But he did pick up a pitchfork as a weapon, so I'll give him that. Kind of.
Right.
But Seth finally makes it to the police station after going to the empty frat house, and the police don't believe him. And that annoys me because I be hating it when adults don't believe children. But honestly, he's in college, so he's technically an adult, and his claims should have been taken seriously. But it's all good because y'all are horrible police officer, and you're left a bunch of confiscated guns out in the open. So Seth was a real one, stole a shotgun and some rounds, and went back to save his friends after stealing a man's car.
Now, I just want to say, how was this teenager able to get in a room filled with guns? Why is there a room filled with guns? Why is this room out in the open, and why is nobody guarding it? That shouldn't have been this easy for him to get to. And then not you pulling the full GTA.
I will give it to him though. Him telling him, yeah, tell the cops, as an effort to get the cops to show up at the manor, but the cops never showed up.
No. See, look, listen now. If he was one of us, they would have locked him up real quick if he was one of us.
Wow. So back in the manor, a large figure begins to emerge from the floor behind Jeff and Marty. They have barricaded themselves in this room and they're facing the door with the pitchfork. So, of course, Marty screams bloody murder And Jeff turns around and stabs whoever it is with a pitchfork, and they seemingly disappeared. Now, I was thinking that it was going to be Denise when they pulled back that rug, but it wasn't.
Yeah, and then especially because he stabs it, which would have just been like more salt in the wound.
Right. But nope. They removed the rug, and it was a trap door.
And at first, I was just like, okay, I got two things. How did y'all not ever, not once step over this rug? Y'all been all over this room in this mansion. Y'all mean to tell me y'all ain't stepped over that rug not once? No. Also, Marty, girl, them titties was tittying.
They were.
They were like that dress looked good, girl. Like they did favors, okay?
So they go into the trap door, right? And this is when Jeff finally tells Marty that Peter is dead. And so once they're in the tunnels, they find Denise's corpse along with the remains of what appears to be the other Garth family members. But then I'm guessing this is Andrew. Andrew appears and starts chasing Jeff and Marty through the tunnels. So Jeff struggles with Andrew at one point, and they both fall down a flight of steps, and Jeff gets injured in the process.
He hurt himself in real life.
Actually, that is not the case. So he did an interview in 2017, and in his interview, he says that a lot of people think that he injured himself, but the way he recalls it is that he put a stone in his shoe so that he can remember to limp.
What? I'm sorry. That sounds dumb as hell, and I think you lying. Not you, Janae. Not you, him. That's dumb as hell. Like, I understand putting a rock in your shoe, but no. They needed to
it was the director who had said that he had hurt himself.
Yeah, and that's why I was like, you should have went with that story, because you putting a rock in your shoe, nigga. What? I would have went with the I hurt myself story. I would have been like, you did that. I would have gave you more acting points, but no, now I'm taking them back. Rashad Nunu snatched my necklace back.
During the production, Bruce Con Curtis urged the filmmakers to implement an extended chase sequence for Linda Blair's character Marty after seeing Jamie Lee Curtis's chase sequence in Terror Train. So that was the whole basis for this. And apparently, you know how like they run back and forth to the gate several times from the house to the gate?
Mm-hmm.
Apparently the distance between the house and the gates were actually a mile apart.
Yeah, it's a lot of the info, like I said, Survivors, you can get a lot of this info from some of the links that I posted down below. But apparently, Linda Blair says that's how they bonded on the set. In between trying to get themselves prepared to run and do all these other scenes where they had to like just throw themselves in the middle of the action.
Yeah, I thought that was cute. So they were able to escape the tunnel and use the pitchfork to block the concealed door they escaped out of. And this is where Seth finally arrives back at the mansion. And he makes it through a hole in the gate. And I'm just like, damn, if you would have saw that hole in the fence before, you would have saved yourself from getting sliced up and everyone would have made it out.
Pretty much.
And the hole in the fence actually reminded me of the hole in the fence between my school and Claflin University. We used to go through the fence instead of like walking around to the front of the building. But Seth gets ambushed by one of the Garth brothers. They struggle, but then Seth shoots him twice, effectively killing him. And I was rooting for Seth because he didn't just shoot him once and think he was dead. He waited for the pop-up.
No, Seth knew what he was doing. And that's why I said, like, Seth, it should have been Seth and Marty. But that's fine. I'm not going to go in on Jeff today.
But I'm sad, though, because his victory was short-lived. Because as soon as he went in the manor, it's like, I killed him. The other one jumped up and shot Seth with the gun.
Right.
And I was like, damn. So Marty then attempts to recover the shotgun, but Andrew Garth emerges from the darkness and chases them back to the bedroom where they barricade the door. But homie busts through the door like Jack Nicholson. And Jeff let Marty escape out the window and climb up to the roof. But before he can join her, Andrew fully broke through the door and yeeted him out the window, killing him. And I thought that was the dumbest way for him to die. For him to just get yeeted out the window like that.
Yeah. If he did that to like Scott or Peter, I'd have been like, oh, okay. But Jeff, I don't
Had
know. It
been
should have
there
been something more personal.
because he had been there too long to just get yeeted out the window. So Marty climbs off the roof, but Andrew breaks through the glass on her way down and attacks her. She falls, then runs past Jeff's dead body and stumbles across the dude Seth killed, and then gets freaked out. So she runs back to the house, but then she sees Andrew come out the house, gets freaked out, and runs back out into the maze. Which I'm like, girl, why were you going back to the house? But this is where she ends up finding Peter's dead body, and she pries the keys from his fingers. Luckily, she was actually able to get through the gate using the keys and actually took the time to relock the gate.
I
But
was so happy that she relocked the gate.
I was happy too. But remember, there's a hole in the fence, so it was really no point.
Yeah.
But anyways, she attempts to escape in this car that Seth stole, but of course, the car won't start, so she has to use those mechanic skills we were clued into early in the movie. And then we think all is well because she frantically drives away and smashes into the gate in the process, but nope. Andrew's on top of the car and he smashes the windshield. And I'm just confused as to how she didn't crash her car this whole entire time because he was reaching in the car. She was screaming with her hands covering her face. She didn't even have her hands on the wheel. The car's doing all these twists and turns and whatnot.
It's like the way it's edited, it's too long for what ends up happening to have had happen.
Because she ultimately gains control of the car and drives towards the broken gate, impaling Andrew, and he dies. And then she passes out on the car horn.
This could have been better than it was. It just didn't. Like, okay, so when she got out, she locked the thing. I'm like, go girl, go girl. The car don't start. I'm like, oh, you're a mechanic. Start it. Starts the car. Broke the gate. Damn, bitch. Broke the gate. Oh, he's on top of the car. Swerve, swerve, swerve. And when she does impales him, I'm like, oh, okay, cool. Because I really wasn't thinking that. I was just thinking he was going to be able to get out and just come get her. I don't know. But at the end of it,
it just threw me off because after all that, she just passed out on the car horn. And I'm like, I get it because you're tired. But like,
my adrenaline would have, no.
I would have had to get out because the nigga's still on top of you. You didn't physically see that he died. You just assumed.
Right. And I'm like, it's not like you got knocked unconscious. You just like had a little panic attack and passed out. I'm like, girl, no.
So she finally wakes up when the sun is rising. She leaves the car and Angie's dead body is still impaled. And she shakily walks towards freedom as the credits roll. And that's the end of the movie.
This movie is so slow and not in a good way. In horror world, we have slow burns and no. Does this build
more
tension?
This was more than a slow burn. This was
baby. No. Rewind because this is not a slow burn. It's not
a slow burn. That's what I'm saying.
Don't even give it that.
I'm saying it's more than that. Like it's worse than that. Like it's not even a slow burn.
This does it build tension in some spots? Yes, but the thing is, it does too much. I did not need to see Jeff and Marty walk from the gate into the doorway, up the stairs, through the hall. If it was a one take shot and done a certain way, yes, because y'all know I love one takes. But here, no. And it's just like, when I picked this movie to do it this month, I was like, oh, okay, Hell Night. I got Linda Blair climbing up a gate. Like, what is about to happen to this girl? Like, it's an 80s movie. I'm thinking it's going to be, and it's a B movie. We all love B movies, right? But it just did not give me, it did not meet the expectations of what I thought. Like, as we say, it didn't give what it was supposed to give. And you had the opportunity, like, check this out. And this is why I say this can get a remake and I would not have a problem because you now have a reason to have a handful of teens just to kill. Usually when we watch a teen movie and we know it's a group of teens, we just like, oh, okay, y'all only got this many just so we can have a high kill count. In this situation where they're pledging fraternity and sorority, that body count would be crazy. First of all, because it still don't make sense that it was only 4 of them. Like, what was everybody else's initiation? Like, now sometimes you do have a solo line or you can have a line with just, minimal, but this just didn't make sense. Like,
not in the late 70s, early 80s.
Yeah, like I'm like, that just didn't make any sense. And like I said earlier, towards the beginning, why now? Why attack now? This fraternity has been doing this for some years, and now you want to attack? Like, could have been did this, my friend.
Definitely could have done it. Um, like I said before, I really love the music. I really love the music. But again, I was just hoping that Jeff was related to the family in some way because it really seemed like at one point it was going in that direction.
That would have been way better. Y'all could put that in a remake, copy D180, and throw us some cash.
And
Next.
I wanted to know why muffing them before they died was a thing. Like, you just
Now I'm gonna tell you this just to prepare you. You are gonna come across a lot of movies where like that just happens.
like
Not necessarily, not necessarily the muff, but the kill just be like kind of
long and drawn out.
No, just like questionable. You're just like,
okay. Right. Okay. I mean, if that's your MO, if that's what you like to do, that's fine.
Right.
And then Jeff was my favorite. I was actually kind of sad that he died. A lousy ass death of that, because you took him to basically the end just for him to get thrown out the fucking window.
I still don't like his death.
That was a lousy ass death.
If there was a shard of glass still like in the window after it was smashed, if you would have lifted him up and then impaled him on the shard of glass, I would have been like, oh, and he just hanging out the window, leaking.
I don't even like Seth's death either, because you wouldn't even see him die.
I was about to say, do we even know if he dead?
He just got shot.
And yeah, we don't even know if he dead. He might.
We never saw his body. Never saw his body.
He might be here. We don't know.
Then the other thing that was killing me the whole movie was the fact that Denise was calling Seth West the whole movie. Like, she
the
could
whole
not get
time.
that nigga name right for nothing. And I think she's doing it on purpose. Oh man. But that's all I had. All the points that I have for the movie. Do you have anything else that you want to add before we get into the ratings? Mm-mm. All right, so this movie had a 5.8 out of 10 on IMDb, a 67% on Rotten Tomatoes. And what would you give this movie?
I think I'm being nice, and I don't know how nice I'm being. I'm gonna give it 40 tickets.
Yeah, I'm being super nice because I wanted to give it something lower, but I didn't, because it was cute. It was cute.
What do they tell us in the dance world out here? Cute don't always cut it.
It doesn't always cut it. So I'm gonna be generous. I give it a 60 tickets.
Wow.
I know, very generous, right?
I'm still giving you crap from Sleepaway Camp. It's fine. This was lower than that. I'm really just giving you crap. I'm kidding, but yes.
I'm about to say, I gave Sleepaway Camp a 75.
I still cannot. I cannot. No, I'm just playing. I cannot. It's cool. You ready to bounce out to the souvenir shop?
Yes, I am ready.
Let's hit it.
It seems you survived. Well, before you go, join us in the souvenir shop.
So I personally think that everyone should have a haunted house. The end. End of story.
Girl. Well, all right. I mentioned the cover art to this movie earlier because, once again, that's what attracted me to the movie. The one that you guys will probably see, the main one for, is literally Linda Blair climbing the gate that we spoke about with the mansion in the back. I can't really tell if there's a person in the back, but there's definitely a person dragging her down. But they have another poster. It's a newer one. And this one is pretty cute. It's kind of like fan art, right? Where it's kind of like all the main characters. It's almost like the screen floating heads. I'll post it on our Instagram for the new podcast update post. Y'all will see it. Y'all can go look. It'll be way better than me describing it to you because I'm not doing a good job right now. But it's fine. You ready for parking outside?
Yes, ma'am.
That was our second movie in our A.B.C. Anything But College theme month. Next week, we're going to be checking out 2001 Soul Survivor. Last time that I checked, it was streaming. Don't ask me where. But now that I'm looking, I can't quite find where it's streaming at, but I'm pretty sure y'all will find it and y'all will let me know. But anyway, as always, make sure you come follow us on our IG at D180 Podcast and on our Twitter at D180 Podcast. Don't forget to hit us up by email at destination180podcast@gmail.com, where you can send us your Survivor submissions. You can suggest movies, themes, or if you just want to give us feedback, I mean, you can. We accept all of that. Make sure you also leave us a review, okay? We need y'all to give us the reviews. Like, the numbers are there, but Apple has to see that through the reviews, because y'all know Apple petty. And if we don't get enough reviews, we're not going to climb the charts in these streets. And we want the streets, okay? Thank you.
You want
All right,
the
y'all.
streets? Actually, before we leave, I just want to let you guys know that Soul Survivors is on Hulu, so you can catch it on Hulu.
Thank you. I'm like, I just saw that it was streaming somewhere, and like, I'm like looking on my thing, and it's like only premium subscription. I'm like, well, there we go. All right, y'all. Well, now that we've made that simpler for y'all don't have an excuse. We will see y'all next time when class is in session. Make sure you bring your water bottle. Wink, wink. We'll see you soon.
Bye, y'all.